preventing myself from exploring other opportunities just because this one was so comfortable. So this is a good idea. It's a good push in the right direction. And I hope my reputation precedes me. So all the ladies know what they're in for. Whatever. Like I said, my boss is very, very attractive. I'm sure she's just offended that she can't sleep with me, so she's getting me out of the way now because I'm a threat. Let's stop talking about this. Another guy who got into some trouble sexually a few years back has been caught and is being prosecuted after 7 years, sort of on the run. Julian Assange was arrested today. He was expelled from the British, whatever the embassy was holding him in Britain, and he was arrested. Oh, shit, really? Yeah, and the U.S. has dusted off their lawsuit against him, and it's all coming to an end for Mr. WikiLeaks. Son of a bitch. It was the Ecuadorian consulate, I believe, he was hiding out in. Yeah. In London. And I didn't catch the details of why they expelled him, but they did. And he was promptly arrested in London and being held. Now, I don't know if he's being extradited to the U.S. or what's going on with him, because he's up on a whole bunch of charges all around the world, so we'll see. But it's all over for him. He's dead.
So, what's the big, if you will, beef with him? Like, is it just because of the information that he's leaked?
Yeah, he leaked sensitive, classified U.S. information. So he's
threat to national security.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to say. Now, that's just all true, and he doesn't deny it. So I'm not sure what kind of a defense he has other than the Whistleblower Act, which I don't know how much that covers.
Yeah, that's it's going to be interesting because, what do you do with a guy like that?
I would imagine they're going to try to get him for treason, which
that was my assumption.
Nobody's been charged with treason since ever. That's an old.
It's been a very long time.
I think Oliver North might have been up on something like that, but even then, not so much. Because he didn't release anything publicly. He just sold it to Iranians.
And at that time, wasn't that called high treason? Wasn't that before they dropped the high part of it?
Probably. And now high treason is a whole different thing. I think it's what they're testing for at the roadsides now.
Really?
Well, they've got the new roadside officers all trained up to see if you're high while you're driving.
Oh.
Because it's legal now.
Is you cracked the stoner joke there?
Yeah, I did, and the stoner didn't get it. Shocking.
God, I can't even fucking smoke it, and I'm still fucking.
I resent that.
I was saying earlier in this month, possibly early last month, I think, that 420 was over, and they were calling this the last year. I have since been corrected. And in fact, 420 is coming back bigger and better than ever, I'm being told now, that they're turning it into more of a festival. They're going to have bands, they're going to be celebrating things. It's going to be like a festival environment, but 420 is not going anywhere. Have you heard on your end about anything like that, or is this a Vancouver thing?
I'm going to assume it's a Vancouver thing at this stage. I haven't heard shit.
Okay, the organizers here are saying they're turning it into a festival, and they've got lots of stuff still to talk about. And, stuff to celebrate, stuff to protest, but it's no longer considered a protest. It's going to be... So it's probably going to be, like, licensed and very expensive to get into now. I would imagine that's what they're going to have to do. Because if it's not a protest, then they're going to have to cover the cost somehow. Just like the Pride does.
Do you know where they're doing it?
I don't think they've announced it yet, because they're still doing the 1 year of protesting at the beach or whatever. This year is still operating as it always did, and then they're planning for the future. So 420 is sticking around. There you go. Potheads might be happy about it. I don't think it's going to be the same kind of event. But I do expect the law to be enforced this time, because it certainly wasn't last time. Not that I'm against you guys, but laws need to be enforced in this country, and that's you're breaking them. So
I think the big deal with this one will be a matter of just it'll be a lot closer restricted with age restriction.
yeah, they're gonna have to be.
Like, so it's gonna have, like, my assumption is they're gonna have to either do it like not necessarily like an indoor, but at somewhere like a gated park or like something.
Yeah, definitely more security, and it's really what bugs me is the vending, and that's where they're really breaking the law with selling to the minors and vending. You can't vend without a license, and I don't even necessarily agree with that, but it is the law as it stands, and I don't know. I don't understand laws against street vending. I know it protects business, but other than that, I think it's bullshit. If I want to...
Because the reason why there's a law against it is to protect business, plain and simple.
Sure, but if I'm walking down the street with you, and I have something in my hand, and I go, hey, Gord, do you want to buy this? And you go, yeah, I'll give you $5 for it, and then I hand it to you, and that shouldn't be illegal.
Well, technically that isn't, because you're not standing on one spot and offering it to strangers.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's actually, Gord, if you didn't know, you just nailed it right on the head. That's exactly what you cannot do.
Yeah.
I forget the term.
Like,
something about drawing.
I understand why the law is in place. Like, I get it. But on the same side of it, really, who gives a fuck?
Well, it's the same law that shut down lemonade stands a few years back, and the world went outraged. Actually, that was a business license thing, but
I still can't believe that's drawing the line. Like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, you fucked all over the line on that one.
That's idiotic. But it's the guy. The guy made his point. It's a small business. It needs to be all small businesses need to be. It's like the guys who they build a treehouse for their kids in the yard, and it doesn't pass a building code, and it has to be torn down. Like, fuck off! It's a little kid's treehouse.
Yeah. I mean, sure, if it's so unsafe that, if a feather landed on it, the fucking thing would collapse.
Oh, you should have seen the one I had when I was a kid. It was 2 stories of just absolute terror. I'm surprised we all didn't die there, but we didn't tell our parents where it was, so it never got torn down. Anyway.
Oh, see, that's perfect.
Off topic, 420, not going anywhere, and stop selling to kids and breaking the law, and I don't care. I won't go to it because I don't like pot, but I don't know.
I mean, I'm I guess I'm happy that they're still doing something in the sense, because it's just been repressed for so long for no good reason, and then brought in so stupidly.
Yeah.
No good reason. You know what I mean? Like,
that's the thing. The next government, regardless of what the 420 organizers have planned, the next government, whether it's Trudeau's government or not, has to get rid of that legislation, go back to square one, and do it all again. It's stupid. It makes no sense. And we have to get the states on board with something with the border, because it makes no sense that Washington State has legal marijuana, BC has legal marijuana, but they can't cross the border with it. And so there's no trade between the two, which would be a massive numbers. It's huge money going back and forth between our province and their state, especially if you put in this train that they're talking about.
It'd be such an advantage for Canada, because Canada is now, well, like BC specifically, but Canada is now listed as like the best producer for the best quality right now.
Yeah, and we're talking about putting in a high-speed sky train basically to Seattle from Vancouver. They're actually seriously talking about that. You can't take some pot on that train. You're gonna get busted. Like that's idiotic.
It is idiotic. It's very stupid.
Between 2 cities where it's legal, but you can, it's just so poorly done. It doesn't make sense. 110 different government departments worked on this shit. How did they not figure it out?
Because they're not fucking smart.
I don't get it. I really don't. Like I'm confused. But they're gonna have to scrap that and redo it in a way that makes sense. And if Andrew Scheer has any head on his shoulders, he'll do just that if he gets in. I still think Trudeau has 4 more years. I do. I don't see any way around it.
Well, I've officially seen one of my favorite liberal posts, and it's don't go and vote conservative just because you're mad at the liberals. That's just a dumb move.
You know what? I hate to have to agree with them, but currently, yeah, I have to. I have to be on their side with that. But I'm not going to get behind the NDP.
It's just such a desperate fucking plea. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it really is. And I like how they said just because you're mad at the liberals, like because they can't say our prime minister's fucked. It's not us.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. Like, don't be mad at the liberals, but just be mad at Trudeau, but don't vote for the Conservatives just because you're mad at Trudeau.
I wonder if they're ballsy enough to run someone else in the next election. I doubt it, but that would be a huge statement if they did. I've said it before on the show. If they pulled Justy and put someone else, which it's their right to do.
Which I think, I mean, really, that should be their number one option.
Because we don't elect our prime minister. We elect the party. The party chooses the prime minister. So,
yes.
And it's well within their rights to put someone else up there next time. They can just vote against him, and he's out.
Yeah.
And then he's still a voting member. He's still in good standing and all that, but he's just not prime minister anymore. That would be a big FU to him. I think it would be a big gold star for them.
I think if they want to stay in, I think that's their way to do it.
I think it's the only way, unfortunately. And I do like the man. As much as I like to give him a hard time, I like the guy. I think he's a terrible leader, but some guys aren't. Some guys are bad leaders. That doesn't mean they're bad people. It doesn't mean they're bad at their job. They're just not cut out to be leaders. And he's one of them.
He did a lot of good in the sense for like funny social programs and things like that. Like there is some stuff that he did to help promote and boost a better quality society.
Except for Canadians.
Well, yeah, but that's where he's like. He started off with the good stuff for Canadians, and all of a sudden he just took this fucking left turn, where it's I'll do anything for a fucking anybody who wants to come over the border, but fuck our own people. Like I just don't understand the turnaround.
No. Anyway, big. I don't know. I don't know. Sorry. They
don't even fucking know, and they're the ones doing it.
And we don't. I don't know what's going on. It's kind of the calm before the storm right now, I think.
Yeah.
Probably, I'm guessing after the May long weekend, we're going to see things take off a little bit.
Yeah, it's true.
And
they're giving her that bit of a break before the fucking bubble burst.
And that's when, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget you can always vote for Eric and Gord. We'll start our campaign right away. I didn't want to start too early. But vote for Eric and Gord, the first dual prime minister.
Think about it. Dual opinions.
We'll have to come up with a better name for that. I got to look up the French for something in French. Dual yell, primo.
Who's not French? Pick anything but French.
Well, we have to appeal to the Quebec voters. We do. They win elections. And I'm still trying to nail a French chick.
Not appealing to them.
I'm still trying to nail my French chick. I'm doing this. You don't have to be a part of it. I'll just do it. I'll do my own little private French.
I just don't like them.
The French girl's adorable.
I openly admit it.
You will be very proud of me after this one. Yeah.
Video send me the copy.
You know, someone commented today that I could be possibly have a target on me because I'm a little bit of a dick. That's not how they said it. They said I'm a massive asshole. In defending me, by the way. And yeah.
I don't get the massive asshole. Is it just because, like, do I just not see it? I don't know.
Well, it's just because I'm so arrogant. I'm arrogant and I talk down to people. And yeah, I do. And I am. I'm sorry. I don't know how to apologize for that, but I'm better than you.